How was playing for Team USA? How was that experience? And do you think you got better from it?
Well, good to see y'all. You know, pleasantries and everything. Summer was good. It was long because we started summer in May, and vacation kind of sucked. Didn't really enjoy that. Just vacation just sucks overall. You'd have to be in it to understand, and just a lot of preparing. Came back here pretty quickly, probably after like a week and a half, and then got right back to work before just a little bit of traveling, like just summer traveling, and then it was USA and back here and to the podium. Where'd I go? I was in I went to Paris and went to Italy. No. I liked it. It was beautiful, beautiful culture, beautiful people. But you're just you're not hooping, so it's kind of a hoop. It's kind of a hooper thing. You itch and then you sweat. It's kind of like fever.
Well, Jaren, on that note, plenty of hooping with Team USA. Can you kind of tell us what that experience was like for you? What did you learn from there, and how would that help you kind of go be able to ramp up here for the season?
It was great. I was being coached by coaches you never thought you'd be coached by at any point. You can't really plan on that either. Played with players you never thought you'd play with, especially at this stage, because I've known a lot of them since we were younger, and just playing with them in camps and stuff like that. It's a bit different, really going for something all at once. A lot of pride was involved, a lot of unity, and it's just a different world when you're out there and you're playing with them, because you're by yourself, kind of. You're not in the States, and you're not around anything that's familiar. But the only thing that's familiar is the people you're with, and it was great. Definitely an experience I would love to do again. Definitely something I would for sure accept if asked. And the honor was amazing. It was great.
Well, you kind of asked my first question, so I'll go with the second one. Playing through the summer, having a short break, and then being, possibly willing to play in Paris next year, the whole rest versus injury policy that the NBA has, is that maybe a little challenging for players? Having to make sure, you don't want to turn something that's a little a little achy into an injury, but you also have to make sure you're following the new rules for the NBA.
Yeah, that's definitely a hot topic. When to rest, when to not. In my case, we did lose in May, so I kind of was over the summer anyway. Really, I was pretty much over it. It was okay. I think if you're going to the finals every year, which is our goal for sure this year, and winning this year would put me in a position for sure with less rest, but it's all worth it if you have shorter rest. I'm pretty sure you're doing the right stuff in your career, so that's a great thing. What up, dog? Nah, definitely not trolling. Rebounding's huge. Steve-O went out last year, and it just became more and more evident that I needed to do that at a higher rate, and I still need to. It just needs to increase. It needs to be more of a staple of things I think about all the time. If I post about it, if I post like my friends talking about it, then obviously I'm just messing around. But at the same time, it's on my mind, it's on my brain. It's you always think about things you can get better at, and I have so many different responsibilities on the floor. That's a big one for our team. I just got to be that anchor. I got to be that guy, especially I'm going in the year 6, so that I'm coming in my size, coming in my body. I got to be able to use it the right way. There's really no more talk about like me growing into my body. I just have to be kind of grown into it. I'm 20. I just turned 24. Like, you can't be, that's how it's got to be now. You're grown completely.
Jaren, along what's going on, man? Along those same lines, I was going to ask you about Zaire. Needing a couple years to sort of grow into his body as well. You guys came into the league at the same age, for the most part. What is that process like, trying to learn to physically adjust to the NBA, and what sort of advice would you give him coming to this year?
Well, he looked amazing in these last week I was here. I haven't been here that long, but he looked amazing. He looked confident. He looked himself. Growing into yourself comes with time. It just comes with God and what his plan is for you. But in terms of how you manage in the league, it's definitely a little bit different as a wing more than a big, just in different ways. Like there's some banging, but I mean, there's really a lot of banging when you're down in the post and you're down fighting with brutes. A lot of those dudes are in the paint. I would just tell him shit or trust the process. Like it's not there's really nothing else you can do. I trusted the process. I came in at like 215, 220 or something like that. I'm like 260 right now. Like it's a lot of eating. So yeah.
Jaren, late in the regular season when Ja was out last year, you took on a lot more of the scoring load, and offense a little bit even beyond scoring. With Ja also out to start this season, do you see that carrying over? Do you see you and Dez in particular needing to really grab a hold of the offense and carry a lot of that burden?
Yeah. We relish the opportunity. Coach just told us it's about getting better. It's a great opportunity to get better so that when he gets back, we're fitting like a glove. That's what I've been saying. So I think it's similar. It's similar. We have new guys, new flow. I think when we didn't have Steve-O also, so it's and then when BC gets back as well, it's a lot of ways I could answer that, but yeah, in a short way.
Trip, at the end of last year, you guys were really the talk of the NBA, whether it was Ja's situation or the 2 seed or playing the Lakers or losing to the Lakers. Now you fast forward a few months and kind of the expectations outside of here are like, well, we don't know what the Grizzlies are going to be. Do you guys like kind of maybe being under the radar and not being in that spotlight? Spotlight, I know winning-wise you want to be in, but in terms of not a lot of people are talking about this team right now, especially through the first 25 games. You guys like that going into the season?
I never know. The game's really played on the court. I could say I don't pay attention, and that's a great way to say it. Everyone says they don't pay attention, but I legit don't, just because it's not. I'm not good with my phone. I'm not good with anything. I'm really not. I never peep what's really going on until you tell me, which is why I kind of like this, because then I get a feel for 5 seconds and then play a year and then come back to the same day, media day, and find out what happened. So that's the only time I ever figure it out. And I think, if you go back, this year you're saying it's that. Last year it was whatever expectations. The year prior was something else, and then the year prior was something else. It just it's just gonna be what it's gonna be, and then you're gonna play as hard as you can, and things are gonna shape out the way it's supposed to be. But we're just gonna make it about hoops. We're gonna make it about hoops, and that's our core. That's what we do, and it's gonna be fun every year. Of course. I would hope so. That's Zach Kleiman.
Jaren, it's a unique season just because of the circumstances with Ja, where you're not going to have your best player for the first 25 games. We found out today, I don't know when you guys found out that he's going to be allowed to practice, he's going to be allowed to travel with you guys. How important do you think that will be, and what will you guys do as a team to kind of, as a leader on this team, kind of navigate these unique circumstances?
That's huge. I kind of figured that. I don't think I ever thought anything different. But you want your brother around. And he's been out before with injuries, and he was always so great with it. He's a pro about it. He's a professional. He's always supporting us and still giving insight. So I know he's just going to be probably even more engaged. Probably going to be more engaged than he would if he was playing, just because he's just going to be so, you know how I get. So, yeah, navigating it. I mean, shoot, that's my dog. He'll be fine.
Jaren, you've played power forward your entire career except for injuries. Like if Steven Adams is hurt, you played center. This summer, you went from being mostly power forward to playing only center in the FIBA games. What was that like for you? And also, another quick question, what former players have your ear? I know Kevin Garnett has said things about you as far as expecting you to have a big season this year. What former players do you have communication with?
What was the Oh, okay. You do that all the time, bro. It was great. You know, it's a different system, so I think the adjustment was more the personnel I was with and against, and the rules and everything, and the ball. So a lot of different adjustments, and I liked it. It just keeps you engaged. You know, you're at the 5, you're setting a lot of screens, you're getting a lot more opportunities to get guys open, kind of direct traffic if you get the ball at the top and you're kind of watching all the guards move around. So it comes with a lot of responsibility. That's why, you know, Steve-O being such a good passer is such a huge thing, because he's getting the ball so much. He has so many different opportunities. And okay. Yeah, KG my dog. I'm not like tapped in. I don't know. So now I'm hearing from you, and that's love. Yeah, I mean, shoot. He's been supportive of me my whole career, and he expects the most out of me. He expects a lot out of me. Same with my father. Same with all my people, but especially my father. There's a lot of people down the line. I mean, he's played with that I've come to know when I was younger. Who I won't say I like hit them up like that like every day, but if I need something at any point, I can go to them. A lot of former players like that. Yeah, a lot of big dudes, for real. Insight. Oh wow! All right, bet. Thanks, y'all.